All right, so here's what I did today. I had a bunch of transactions today. So first of all, I sold Amazon at 1710. So this was a stock that I bought originally at 1600 and then another time at 1431, giving me an average price of around 1515, and I sold at 1710, which gave me about a $300 profit. So 3415 minus my two purchases here, so 1436 minus 1604. So it gave me about a 375 US dollar profit. And initially I wanted to keep it until 2000, till it reaches $2,000, but I was impatient because I was tired of paying interest. So because it's in my margin account, so because it's borrowed money, I'm paying with Questrade on with US, but with borrowed US, I'm paying 9% interest per year. So as you could see, last month I had to pay $115 plus $48. So about $160 interest per month on about a $25,000 borrowed. So I wanted to get rid of my profitable positions. Didn't want to hold on to it longer, especially that I don't know how long it's going to take for it to reach 2000, and it might drop again before it goes back up to 2000. I really don't know. So decent profit, sold, took it, can't complain. So I also sold MasterCard today at 201. I bought it initially at 182. So you can see here the difference, 1204 minus 1096. So about a $108 profit. I also sold Google that I bought at 995. I sold it at 1106. So after fees, it's about a 1101 minus 1000. So it was about a 101 US dollar profit. I also had options that were expiring today. So call options that I sold last month that were expiring today. So either they were going to expire worthless, but since the market price was higher than the strike price that I chose, then my shares were going to get called away automatically, and I didn't want that to happen. So I bought back the call option and sold more call options. So you can see here, first of all, so let's look at Bombardier. So I bought call options costing me $64 Canadian, as you can see here. I had to buy them back, but I sold immediately after for $95. So I collected $95 after fees, and I paid $63 after fees. So I basically collected the difference of $30, about $32. So I collected $32 expiring February 15th. So I collected another $32 for the next month, which on a $1,000 investment, so 3.2% this month. So this is the third time I sell covered calls on Bombardier. First 2 months was about 5% per month. And this month is about 3.2%. Did the same thing with Groupon. Groupon I had bought at 2.9. It was trading today at 3.7. So if I didn't sell covered calls, I could have made a decent capital gain, about 30%. But because I sold call options at a $3.50 strike price, and the market price was trading above the strike price of 3.5. So if I don't do anything, my shares would get called away at 3.5, which I'm okay with because I bought the shares at 2.9, but I felt like I could generate more income by selling covered calls again. So I bought back the call option and sold more call options again. So I paid $80 to buy call options back, and I sold for $116. So the difference is what I made. So 116 minus 78. So I made $38 after fees by keeping Groupon and by selling more call options on a $900 investment. So about 4% with Groupon by keeping it an extra month. I also did the same thing with Barclays. I bought back the option at $131, as you can see here, but I didn't sell it yet because couldn't find a good call option to sell to collect enough premiums. So I'll probably sell it next week. Plus I didn't want to get rid of it because I bought the stock at $8 and the strike price I chose was $8. So if I let it go, if I let my shares get called away automatically because the market price was trading above the strike price that I chose, then I wasn't going to make any money from selling the shares, and I would have been paying a lot of fees. So I felt like it was best to just buy back the call option in order to sell more call options the next month, which I'll be doing next week. I just didn't have time to pick the right strike price and the right call option premium. And it's also my mistake for selling initially at the wrong strike price. So the strike price that you choose is very important because if you don't want to get your shares called away, you really need to choose the right strike price. If you want your shares to get called away, you can choose a at the money call option or in the money call option. But because I don't want my shares to get called away, then I should choose an out of the money call option, which I didn't here because the out of the money call option had small premiums, which would not generate enough profit after fees. So in that case, I should not be selling call options for that trade if the call premiums are not enough. But I think strike price is definitely more important than the call premiums. If the call premiums don't work, then you just don't sell for that month. So for example, if I want to sell call options for Barclays, so you could see at a $9 strike price, which is, so in case my shares get called away at $9, I'm fine with that because I bought the stock at $8. Would give me about 23 cents or 20 cents. So 23 times 200, because I have 200 shares, minus the fees of $12, $34 divided by my $1,600 investment. That's about 2% on my investment, but I actually had to buy it back this month, right? I bought them back at 60 cents, I believe. So spent about $130 to buy back the option. So if I sell it at 23 cents, it doesn't cover the $130 that I spent. If I sell at 75 here, if I'll be keeping the same strike price, I guess I could do that, keep the same strike price, but just keep generating a return just from the call options. So if I do that, 75 minus the 60 cents that I paid times 200 minus 24 in fees, so I'm left with $6. So this trade really doesn't work because of the fees and because it's a small amount. So it looks like I'll have to go for the $9 strike price. Basically, I'm giving myself an extra $1 in case it gets called away. So that's where my benefit comes from. The extra $1 I'm giving myself for the next month. I don't get it right away, but I'll get it if my shares get called away next month. If they don't get called away, that means that the market price will be trading below a $9 strike price. I won't have to buy back the call option because they'll just expire worthless. And then I could sell call options next month without having to buy them back. So it'll be straight up profit. But of course, this month will be a loss because I spent $130 just to buy back the call option. So I spent 60, and then let's say I would sell the 25 cents, let's say, plus 25 times 200. So yeah, I spent 70 plus fees, so about $24. So about 94, would have spent about $94 just to buy back the call option. But I'll be compensated next month depending on the market price of the stock come expiry date. Either my shares get called away at $9, giving me a $1 profit per share, or the call option will expire worthless and I'll get to sell call options without having to buy it back. But because it's such a small amount, the fees eat up the profit, so I'm probably just gonna get rid of this trade. Hope it gets called next month, or maybe I'll just have to buy more of it so that the commissions don't eat up the profits. But I don't think I want to put more into Barclays. So yeah, so this is a new strategy I'm applying, but as you can see, I got greedy, not picking the right strike price and not accepting that if the call premiums don't work, then just don't sell. Always, and you have to take into consideration the commissions, of course. So I collected some more dividends from AltaGas. I also had to buy back some call options. I bought back some GE call options at $1.60, and I sold some more at $1.27, but at a higher strike price. So last month I was at a $7.50 strike price. So I paid $1.60 to buy back the call options to avoid having my shares called away. And then I sold some more call options at $1.27, but at a higher strike price of $8. So a 50-cent increase. Yeah, so this is another mistake because I initially bought GE at 17, and then of course it dropped all the way down to 7. So I wanted to benefit from my investment in GE, generate some income from the bad investment. So The only way I could generate a decent return was to sell call options at a strike price of 7 or 7.50 for last month. But of course, it hurt me because the market price went above $7.50. I think it's trading at $9. So that would force me to sell my shares automatically at $7.50, which of course would give me a 50% loss. So I didn't want that to happen, so I had to buy it back. And I sold some more, and we'll see what happens next month. But at least this almost cancels each other out. But it's definitely a mistake. It's not worth the headache. I think the next time I'll sell call options is if I think that the stock is going up, then I should be choosing a strike price that's maybe 1 or 2 points above the current market price. But choosing a strike price that is the exact market price, want to sell at that strike price. If I don't want my shares to get called away at that strike price, then I'm gonna have to buy back the call option at expiry date. So if I don't want that to happen, I need to choose a better strike price. So this is my mistake. I also collected dividend from Hudson's Bay, $1.25. Thank you very much. So let's look at the dividends I received in Questrade. So I got some AltaGas, $8. So AltaGas reduced their dividends. They used to pay about 12%. Now it's down to 6%. Got some Vermilion Energy. That's a monthly dividend. Got the Dividend 15 Split Corp. So DFN.TO. So they've never missed a dividend yet. Still paying 10 cents a share. So this is generating me a yield of 15% per year. So yeah, so these are the dividends I received in January in Questrade. If you look at the rest of my portfolio, as you can see, with Groupon, I'm up 28%, so $280 profit, but I can't sell them because I sold covered calls against it, but at a strike price of $3.50. So even if my shares get called away, I'm still profitable. I'm still going to make the difference of $3.50 minus 2.9, plus the returns that I've been making every month from selling call options on Groupon. Got American Airlines that I'm up 8% as well, up $250, but I sold call options on American Airlines. I collected $165, so it's about 4% on the investment, which expires on February 8th. And so this is another mistake. I chose a strike price of 31 when I should have probably chosen a strike price 2 points maybe above 31, because now most likely my shares will get called away at 31. I won't lose money because I will make my only profit will be from the call options that I sold, but I definitely missed out on the capital gain here. In this case, I'm already up $258, and it's less than a month. So in this scenario, I would have been better off not selling any call options and just probably sell American Airlines, just probably buying and selling the shares. So I've got General Electric that I bought at 7.85, so close at 9.14. I'm up $129, which is 16%, but I sold call options against it, so I can't do anything. So I got CI Financial Corp here that I bought at 17, closing at 17.95. I'm up $95, but same scenario. I already sold call options against it. I collected $80. So as you can see, these call options or writing covered calls is really hurting me because I'm actually generating more from the shares. So either I have to choose a better strike price or I have to drop the strategy of writing covered calls. Got TransCanada Corp that I bought at 51, closing at 55. I'm up $80, 7%. So I've got no call options on this, so this I can sell whenever I want. So there's a bit more freedom when you don't sell call options, but the advantage of writing covered calls is it generates an extra income from shares that you're holding, but it's more beneficial when shares don't move, when there isn't much fluctuation in the shares. And here's my Barclays that I bought at 8, closing at 8.37. I'm up $74 or 4%. Got Bombardier that I bought at $2, closing at 2.09. But I've got call options, so I can't do anything. Vermilion Energy I bought at 32.5, closing at 33. $31 profit. Got BMO that I bought at 93, closing at 95.7. I'm up $30 and 3%. I've got Blackstone that I bought at 32, closing at 32.6. I'm up $20 and 2%. And the rest I seem to be neutral in. And then the rest here I'm down. Nvidia, Apple, Kraft Heinz, ExxonMobil, and JP Morgan Chase. Don't have much in my TFSA. Got AT&T, Ford, and Facebook that I'm down in all of them. And then in my RSP, I've got the famous DFN.to. Of course, I think I'm probably going to keep this long term. Got Facebook, I'm up 5%, $109 profit, but I'm going to keep it a little bit longer as well. FTN.to, that's not paying a dividend right now. Hopefully it'll pay a dividend in January, or for January, or a dividend for January that it's going to pay it in February. But I'm up $60, 6% profit. General Mills, I'm up 5%, a $50 profit. Bank of Nova Scotia, I'm up 2%, $18 profit. And then AltaGas, I'm down 3%. So AltaGas, for example, I sold call options last month, but they expired worthless because I chose a $16 strike price. So because the market price closed at 13.96 today, so I didn't have to buy back the call options if I wanted to keep the shares. So basically, when I sold call options for AltaGas, that was free money, but I sold it at a $16 strike price. But now the call premiums don't make sense for me to sell them again at $16 strike price. They're like less than 10 cents. The $15 strike price is doable, but then I'm too close of getting my shares called away at 15. I bought at 14.50. I don't want to sell my shares at 15 if I bought it at 14.50. So it's not worth selling the call options in this case. Got Alibaba that I bought at 164, closing 156. I'm down 4%. DF.to. I was actually up on DF.to during the day. It was trading at 4.7. Remember, I was up $70 on DF.to, so I guess it took a dive at the end of the day. Got Ford that I bought at an average price of $9, closing at 8.36. And I've got Vodafone that I'm down 16%. Yeah, so these were my trades for the week. That's what's in my stock market portfolio this week. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. Like always, if you're going to open an account with Questrade to trade on the stock market, use my referral code in the description below the video to get between $25 and $250 back, depending on your deposit. Or if you want, you can get $50 in free trades just by using the link as well in the description below the video. Also check out the other referral links in the description below the video to help support the channel. Thanks for watching.